The March Madness bracket is officially out, so here are my predictions for this year's edition. Duke versus Siena. We're gonna go Duke. Siena, no shot. Come on now. Ohio State versus TCU. I'm gonna go with the Ohio State Buckeyes to win this game. St. John's versus Northern Iowa. We're gonna go St. John's. Kansas versus Cal Baptist. Cal Baptist, cool story to make it to this tournament, but it's gonna be Kansas. Louisville versus South Florida. Now, Louisville are missing Mikel Brown Jr. for this tournament. I'm going to go with the upset and say South Florida take the win. Michigan State versus North Dakota State. It's going to be Michigan State to advance. I hope North Dakota State do, but I don't see it. UCLA versus UCF. Let's go UCLA. And then UConn is going to be Furman. Let's go to the next region, the South region. Florida versus, it's going to be Florida. Come on now. Clemson versus Iowa. I'm going to go Iowa to win this game. Vanderbilt versus McNeese. McNeese last year upsetting Clemson in the first round, but I think that Vanderbilt are going to be too strong. Nebraska versus Troy. We're going to go Nebraska. I don't know why I thought about that. It should be Nebraska. UNC versus VCU. Now, UNC have not looked as good without Caleb Wilson. To be fair, I thought they were overrated with Caleb Wilson too, but VCU. We're going to go VCU. Okay, next up we have Illinois versus Penn. That's going to be Illinois. They have pretty strong offense. St. Mary's versus Texas A&M. Give me Texas A&M to advance. And then Houston is going to beat Idaho. Michigan versus Howard or UMBC. Okay, it's going to be Michigan. Georgia versus St. Louis. Georgia to win that game. That will be close. Texas Tech versus Akron. Texas Tech are going to be without JT Toppin for the tournament, I'm pretty sure. Give me Akron for the upset. Alabama versus Hofstra. Give me Bama to win that game. And then Tennessee versus Miami, Ohio. Or SMU. I don't care who makes it. It's going to be Tennessee. Virginia versus Rice State's Virginia. Kentucky versus Santa Clara. Give me Kentucky. And then Iowa State is going to be Tennessee State. And then for the western side of the tournament, Arizona is going to be Long Island. Give me Utah State over Villanova. Wisconsin over High Point. And then Arkansas over Hawaii. BYU or Texas or NC State. I'll take BYU. And then Gonzaga over Kennesaw State. Miami or Missouri. I'm going to go with the SEC side. Missouri to win this game. And Purdue will beat Queens. Back to this side of the bracket, we have Duke versus Ohio State. I would love to see Ohio State make it to the Sweet 16, but it's going to be Duke. St. John's versus Kansas. I'm going to go with St. John's to win this game. I don't think Kansas have been very consistent, especially throughout the past few games. South Florida versus Michigan. Okay. I could see an upset happening. I'm not going to lie. Oh, this is tough because Michigan have not looked their best as of recent. But I'm still going to go for Michigan State to win that game. And then UCLA versus UConn. Oof, that's tough. I'm going to go with UCLA with the upset. Next up, we have Florida versus Iowa. I'm going to go Florida. And then Vanderbilt versus Nebraska. We're going to see a rematch of the Florida versus Vanderbilt game we just saw. Vanderbilt is going to beat Nebraska. Then we have VCU versus Illinois. I'm going to go Illinois. It's going to be Illinois. And then Texas A&M versus Houston. 0% chance that Texas A&M win. It's going to be Houston. Kentucky versus Iowa State. I'm going to go Iowa State. But they do tend to lose some games that they should win sometimes. And then Tennessee versus Virginia. Ooh, I could see that going either way, but I'm going to go for Virginia to win that game. Akron versus Alabama. I'm going to go... See, the thing with Alabama is that they are very reliant on their threes. I'm still going to have them advancing, but, you know, I wouldn't be too surprised if they fell early in this tournament. And then Michigan versus Georgia. Give me Michigan to advance. And then we're going to go Arizona over Utah State. And then we have Wisconsin versus Arkansas, which is a really fun matchup because Wisconsin, they have been upsetting teams left and right. They beat Michigan, they beat Illinois, I think they beat Iowa State maybe. They beat Michigan State. They beat a whole bunch of ranked teams. And then Arkansas, they have Darius Akuff, who is one of the best players in college basketball. So this is a really tough game to call, but I'm going to go with Arkansas to win that game. And then we have BYU versus Gonzaga. I'm going to go... Ooh, that's tough. But I'm going to go BYU to win that game. And then we have Missouri versus Purdue. Purdue. Back over to this side, we have Duke versus St. John's. Okay. I could see an upset happening this game, but I'm not going to go for it. I'm going to go for Duke. And then we have Michigan State versus UCLA. You know what? UCLA just beat Michigan State. And why can't it happen again? Give me UCLA to go to the Elite Eight. Down here, we have Florida versus Vanderbilt. I'm going to go Florida to win this game, get their revenge. And then we have Illinois versus Houston. I'm going to go for Houston to win this game. Back over to this side of the bracket, we have Michigan versus Alabama. This is where Alabama's run ends. Michigan are one of the best teams in the country, so give me Michigan to advance. And then we have Virginia versus Iowa State. I'm going to go with Virginia to win this game. Might be a little bit of a hot take, but I'm going to go for Virginia. Then we have Arizona versus Arkansas. I'm going to go... Ooh, you know, that's a tough game. I'm going to come back to that one. We're going to go Purdue over BYU. You know, I really want to pick Arkansas to win this game, but I think Arizona is just so good. I'm going to go Arizona. We're going to go Duke or UCLA. It's going to be Duke. I think Duke is going to make it to the Final Four once again. And then Florida versus Houston. This game's going to be in Houston. I'm pretty sure. And it's going to be Houston, I think. And then on this side, we have Michigan versus Virginia. Ooh, okay, that's tough. Yeah, we're going to come back to that. We're going to go Arizona over Purdue. So we have Duke, Houston, Arizona, and we are going to get... Give me Virginia. You know what? It's March. Anything can happen, dude. So our Final Four, or my Final Four, Duke, Houston, Arizona, Virginia. I'm going to go Houston over Duke once again. And Arizona versus Virginia. Give me Arizona. And then the championship game, I have Houston versus Arizona. And I have Houston falling short once again. And I'm going to go... Okay, the score. Let's go 73. And then for Houston, they will score 66. So that is my official bracket for March Madness. Tell me your thoughts down below in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next video.